and cannot wait to talk about this beautiful
Yay,
book of
it worked.
poetry. Hey, Jules.
It worked. Hello, Mary. Perseverance helps, right?
Yes, yes, yes. So, Jules, literally, I am celebrating you because I know the exhilaration that you get when you release a book. So, cheers, kudos, hugs. I'm just so delighted to be here with you today. And I would love if you can just tell our folks the premise of your book, a little bit about you, and then we'll go on from there.
Yes, thank you, Mary. And from the published author that you are, you've published now 3 books, you said?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So, yes, thank you. I am receiving. And thank you for being with me on this journey because without you, it would not be possible. Because I remember holding your book in my hands and there was something magical happening and I just started to write and I remember I spent like 2 hours in just like writing, like conscious writing or whatever that's called. I don't know, divine intervention writing.
Channeled writing, basically. Yes.
Yes. Yes, and I feel like that's when I experienced it first time and I was like, what is this?
Oh, how beautiful. I love that. I love that.
Yes, but the premise of the book is it's the frequency of love, which how I define spirituality or the spiritual path, which is the study of the love frequency, and that's what it's all about. Is homecoming to what is already within you, but through our human experiences and especially those struggles and other attachments that we hold, we just get clouded and we start looking outside of ourselves for something that never really is outside of ourselves, but it just feels like it is because there is that lack that we experience, like it's not enough, something is not enough, and it's somewhere else. And it's probably also like how we live a life nowadays as well. But then we're just on this journey of chasing something that will never bring that love to us. And that chase becomes exhausting. So, and basically, I've been through all the stages. And then finally, started to really do my healing journey and opening my heart for healing instead of shaming and guilting. And then as my heart was opening, the messages that I wanted to hear then when I was struggling, I wasn't able to hear them because my heart was closed and I was feeling like I was punished and I wasn't lucky and the whole world hates me and all of that. So I was not able to receive the messages of love. And that frequency was like so far away. And I thought it was only for chosen people who are better and good. So that's why when my heart started to open up, the love was talking through me. And that's how I channeled the poems. And that's basically the messages that I wanted to hear. And then they came through me, and I just had to make myself available for the process of creation. And I just had to say, okay, let me grab the laptop, and there we go. And I sit there, and everything goes, whoop. I'm like, done.
I,
I'm like, okay, are we done?
yeah, and Jules, I absolutely love this because you, along your journey, I mean, I love all of the modalities that you personally have done to open yourself up because you have walked this walk and you are now you're a somatics coach. I would also say you're a deep interpersonal coach for people. Um, because you take people down that journey where, okay, you're feeling this, but why are you feeling this? And how is that all interconnected into your body? So, and you work a lot with the frequencies of the body. And so I want to go a little bit into the somatics work, but I think we can tie that in. But I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
So, if this book, The Energy of Love, were a frequency, what would it feel like in the body?
Mm. Wow, that's such a brilliant question. Oh, I just have like this surcharge going through my body. Well, it feels powerful, and that's the thing. Depending where you are in your nervous system state, that sensation of feeling powerful can be too much. And that's what might be like too scary, because that's just like Marianne Williamson said in her poem, that it's not that we are inadequate, it's that we're powerful, and that's what really frightens us. So, and that's that energy, it's powerful. That's why, in a way, you want to open up to this energy, kind of like one bite size at a time. So, and the sensations, going back to your questions, the sensations is, it's like, it's like this gentle hand who has a healing touch, and it's just gently caressing your head and your face and your whole body. And at the same time, it's gentle, but it's powerful. It's soft, but it's strong. And it's healing, and it's welcoming and accepting you, and just kind of have this whole aura all around you and saying, you're welcome. All of you is welcome. So that's
Wow.
how it feels. It has this opposite frequencies. It's soft and it's strong. It's powerful and it's gentle. It's loving, nurturing, and accepting, but not just some parts of you, but all of you, because to the divine love, it's not just a part of you who is good or perfect. To the divine love, which is unconditional love, it's all of you is perfect.
I love that. And I love, like, it's the power, it's the energy, it's the acceptance. And when you say all of you is welcome, all of you is loved, the word that came to me is home.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is homecoming. Yes.
Mm-hmm. That you are home. Now, for individuals who are reading the book, do you suggest, do they read a poem a day? Is this something they read numerous ones? Do they sit with it? What is your take on how you would like individuals to go through the book and the different poems?
Yeah, that's another great question. How I envision that is, when you do experience the human experience, and the human experience is where our limitations are, because we are going through the actual physical stuff of life, and we get bombarded with all kind of stuff. So that's why we're physically experiencing all the spectrum of emotions, which is all the spectrum of love. Like hate is just the absence of love, it's just the opposite of it. So that's why sometimes, yeah, we need to experience hate, especially that's how I feel in my human experience, but also know how to come home. And there is always a pathway home to love, which is also wired in our nervous system. So that's why when we experience like feeling small or hateful or not enough or whatever, so you just open the book and with an intention, just like, okay, help me see myself differently. Help this divine love energy see how I experience whatever I'm experiencing in a different way through love. And then you just kind of open it and you read it, and you might read one paragraph and you might have to pause and just contemplate or receive. it's definitely not designed to just read the whole thing. Like I read it because I kind of resonate with all of that. But sometimes I also stop and it's like, oh, I don't remember that part. So it's really just taking in bite sizes, like I said, because again, it's a very charged energy and it can feel like too much. So that's why in the nervous system, there is a principle that is called titration. So you want to titrate and just kind of receive. Like you ask me the question, how does it feel in your body? Just like come like, okay, feels in my body like that's enough right now. And I really know what to do, or I really see it differently, or it's like, thank you for see myself differently in the part of me who feels shameful or hateful or whatever. It's like, oh, that part of me also deserves love. Because again, the love I'm referring to, it's not parental love, it's the unconditional love that we all have access to, and that's who we are. But depending on the journey, we either come home to that or we're still looking for something else. Does that answer your question?
It does. And yes, the unconditional love, we all have that unconditional love in us. We just have to be open to it. And you mentioned titrating, and I think that's interesting because it reminds me of medication where you're trying to balance what is the right amount for the body.
Mhm.
And so you're basically saying, read what feels good, and that's your daily dose of love medicine for the day. I think that's a great way to say to people. Now, you do talk about in the book the illusion of not being enough. And what's one practice that helped you rewrite that story in your life? That can you share that?
You asked so many great questions. I love it. But first, I just wanted to add to the other one. Like, yeah, the question is like, how do I use this book? But it's not so much about how, because like that becomes another tool, and we're pretty good
Mhm.
at collecting the tools and putting on a schedule and all of that. So I want what I am embodying now, which I'm also figuring out what it looks like for me in my life. It's the sense of devotion.
Mm,
Like,
mm,
how can this relationship with love be your devotion in life? Because we're always in a relationship, but a lot of times, if we haven't done that inner work, we have a very unhealthy relationship with love. So
mhm.
that's why while you're perhaps on the journey in creating a little bit healthier relationship with love, so just approach that from the place of devotion,
I
not from
love that.
the place of another schedule.
Hmm.
So, and now, yes, the premise of the book is to dissolve the illusion of not enough. And before I perhaps talk about the tool, I wanted to explain this concept because it might be somewhat confusing. It's like, what do you mean? This is what I've learned, and this is what makes sense to me now. Could change in the future, but how I see it now is that we are wholeness, we are whole, and especially when that baby is born. So, like, this is whole. So, like, no matter what the baby did or didn't do, like, the baby pooped on your Chanel bag, it doesn't matter, right? The baby is still fun. Or the baby burped, in front of everybody or whatever. And it's like still everybody feels like it's so cute. This is the baby thing, right? The baby crawls, the baby walks, the baby explores, and everybody is fascinated with the baby. The baby screams. So, and everybody's trying to figure it out what the baby is meaning because the baby is not talking. The baby is the body. The baby is sensing, the baby is feeling, the baby is expressing from those physical sensations. So, and everybody finds it fascinating, and we have celebrations and different rituals, right? All of that. So, that's that wholeness that we all are, and it's always there. But again, when we are developing, So our prefrontal cortex completely develops when we are 20. So, which means before that, we are actually working through the state of survival, which is our brainstem, reptilian brain. So, which is again, as a baby, I feel. And sometimes I don't understand what I feel or how I feel. It's all those sensations, feelings, emotions. And if our parents also don't know how to deal with all of that, we don't know. We mirror parents through our mirror neurons and all of that. And also, when we are with parents, we're in this dependent relationship. So the parents are on top and we are at the bottom. I know, like, you and your daughter have a beautiful relationship because you also done your healing, so which is beautiful. Like, it could be done. But most of us, we just have this codependent relationship because, again, as a baby, I'm not like, going out of the house and doing my own life. So during that time, we're going through the stage of love, which is called I need love. That's why, like, I bring my good grades, I get love. I do good things, I get love. So that's where that dependent relationship starts. And then if we are not again conscious, a whole life becomes that reflection of I need love case scenario. And we keep going and keep going and keep going to again outside of ourselves. So, which is kind of moving away from that wholeness. But then again, depending on your, journey, your awakening, your conscious development, going through consciousness, you get to the next stage, which is I choose love. And this is where, like, I work with most of my clients when they understand, like, yeah, like, I should be loving myself, like, I know that. But when we go into the body, that's what I hear, like, oh, I don't really feel it. I know I should. So, but at least we're awakening, like, okay, there is a choice, like, there's something I can choose than just hate, right? And then we are kind of moving up, depending again, the work we do. So the next stage is I am love. And this is where you are embodied. This is when your mind and your body, they are in coherent relationship. And I'm not convincing myself that I have to love myself. I'm actually accessing the frequency of love in my body, which is the body holds. And then using that frequency in creating my success or, doing whatever we want to do because you're loving yourself as a whole. Like when you fail, you love yourself. When you get rejected, you love yourself. When something is not going your way, you love yourself. And it could be very daunting, but it also is powerful when you really get to that point. Like, regardless, I love myself. And that's what I've been doing.
Mhm.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I mean that is so true. You just keep moving forward, and I always say, as I say, things experiences in life happen for us so that we grow. And I really wanted to go back to because what you were just talking about, Jules, was it's like creating that devotion of love for yourself. And so, I mean, I personally think there's a few different ways you can do that. You can create that sacred space. So it's an energetic space just for you. It could be a meditation area. It could be journaling. It could be a cozy corner in your house or just a moment in the day. But you do that every day for yourself. And then another thing I think is great is you choose that daily anchor. Like, what is it that you do? And I think a lot of people really works well is that journaling. Or I know I have friends who will light a candle and just kind of sit in its presence for a little bit.
Mhm.
And that's their time, whether it be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it is. But it's that daily, it's almost like you're speaking that reverence to yourself. You're holding that space for yourself. And to what you were just saying, it's not always perfect, right? But we're celebrating not the perfection, but the
Mhm.
presence of being there and showing up. and continuing to grow.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I love all that you're saying and all the feeling that comes with it. Did you have anything else that you wanted to add to that?
Well, yes, and I love, yes, this conversation as well, but I feel like the difference that I want to bring into this point, yes, doing is beautiful, but there is a difference between doing and being, or who you're being when you're doing. So, and like, yes, this is kind of a society of doing. Like, if I'm doing, I have to do it every day. I used to be like that as well because I was very rigid and disciplined and orderly and all of that stuff. And that creates a lot of tension in the body. But when we are accessing the frequency of love, which is the feminine frequency, and the frequency of love is an ebbs and flow, it's a flow. So that's why how I like to see things, and also on the journey. I'm not a master. That's why, like, to me, spirituality is a study of love frequency. Like, I'm a student. Like, I'm not perfect. And not that I want to be perfect. I actually want to love my imperfections. Like, more imperfect I am, more love I have to practice. But so going back to that, so how I like to check in. So in the morning, it check my with my body. So like I now like to say body before business in the bank account.
I love
And then depending on how I feel, I have an array of different rituals, but the main and the most important ritual is actually anchor into your body and be present for what's there and create a relationship because your body is with you everywhere you go. And when you start learning how to anchor to the presence of your body, then you can always come back home again to the love that you are and the wholeness that you are, no matter where you are. However, the rituals are beautiful, and that's something that I'm exploring as well. So, like, I have little different things now that I have in the house. Like, I actually got flowers because, like, I have trees and flowers now in the house. And when I go to different rooms and these flowers and the trees, they always like make me smile. And I always go there and check in. It's like, okay, are you growing? Are you not growing? Am I putting too much water on you or not enough or whatever's happening? And that's that moment, and also connection to love through nature, because that's where the last phase of love is, which is all is love, and we're a reflection of that. So, and that's where that illusion comes from, a human construct, because the human construct is that, again, comes from the physical experience and ego and how we operate in life, which is like, I mean, turn on the TV or the radio, or the paper, like everybody says we're not enough and we should buy something. Like, right? So that's why it's no wonder we get lost and we get so dysregulated, because we just don't live in the life where the body is more or less natural, like in the natural environment. So that's why I like the rituals of anything that helps you connect with the nature, which is again a reflection of who you are. And when you are in that state, you're able to see that reflection. So like when I go on a walk, and because I'm more now available, so I can see, like, I try to start counting like how many trees of what kinds I see and what shapes they are. It's like it's impossible. And then when you go into the world and everybody says everything is lacking, I'm like, but look at these trees. There are so many variations, and even like color green. I don't know. There's so many shades. I cannot even count. Like the divine is almost like kind of like um, making playing a game with us, like hide and seek. Hey, I'm gonna hide this, and you're gonna seek everywhere, but where it is here.
no. Well,
So,
I mean, I think that that is so true because really what you're just saying, it's love is just not a feeling. It's a frequency, it's a field, it's a force, and it's woven through everything. And when we're talking the roots of the trees to the human heart. So everywhere that you go, it's there. And it just grows and gives and regenerates and it returns. I mean, think about the seasons, you know.
Hmm.
Um,
Yes.
so, you know, and then if we go into the human part of that, yeah, human love and human love for ourselves and others, it can be messy and it can
Hmm.
be imperfect, but
Hmm.
it is divine the whole time
Hmm.
because we're holding that space, not just for ourselves, but others. So I love how you connected those two and really said it's not just doing, it's, you know, really holding that space and sitting
Yeah.
in it. So I love when you told me that your creative process when you were writing the book was it was creative channeling, almost a sacred transmission, you know, because the words just came out. And were there moments where you wrote things where the words came out and they surprised you? Like you kind of looked and for you too, it was almost like if you or your soul was reading them for the first time. Did you ever feel that in your writing process? Because I did in mine.
Yes, yes, for sure. I think like the whole process really surprised me because when I was done, I was like, whoa, like, who is this? So I'm like, is it me speaking like this? Because, and again, like coming from my whole development, like I was always feeling small, not enough, not belonging. I was different. But again, like through that titration that I've been healing, so I was kind of ready to hold this frequency and be that channel. And sometimes like I would be done and I would just like be so sweaty. Like I don't know, it was like hard work, but not like that hard work, right? Because the
Hmm.
work was easy. I just had to type, right? And
Right.
that's why the whole process was easy. But yeah, sometimes like I would be done and I would be amazed, just like, wow, like who writes like this? And yes, even like right now, when actually holding the copy in my hands and reading it, I'm still like in awe. Just oh wow, that's why like I go and read and I receive it in a different way because I've evolved. I've raised my consciousness and I'm receiving it in a different way. And also just going through this process of like bringing, vulnerable me into the world. I've been watching myself and have been really proud to feel that I am going for what I believe, and also in a way feel kind of like responsibility to bring this message because it was like divinely channeled through me. So that's why I just like kept asking, okay, well, if you want me to bring this to the world, then guide me. And the divine guided me, so everything was just happening like so easy, so in the flow, so just like I still have goosebumps when I talk about it. And it was beautiful to receive without that push and force and chase and prove. And also, it was a journey for me to really, again, kind of look at myself and listen to myself and notice what was coming up for me. So, yeah, that's why I feel like really supported and I feel really good about it and powerful about this message. I know it's not going to be for everyone because, again, depending on where we are on that journey and also our
Frequency.
nervous state.
Hmm.
Yeah. So if you're in a state of shutdown and freeze, it's going to be more challenging to receive. Like I said, I spend most of the time there. So back then, if somebody would tell me like, "Oh, love yourself," I will be like, "F you." There's nothing to love here. So I can tell you like everything is wrong with me. And I did that actually. Because that's the state where I was, and that's the environment I was brought in, and that's how my child, like that inner child, well, right now inner child, but my child actually saw the world. I saw the world not from the lens of love, because also like my dad died when I was 5, and I feel like that's what contributed to a lot of that separation. And dad is that, male figure, and sometimes we feel like divine is that male figure and all kinds of stuff. So like back then, yes, like I was not ready. Come to me in any form and say your love, I'll be like, go away. You're not for me. So yeah, I feel you. So like if that's what you experience, it's perfectly normal, but that's just again an opportunity to get to know love and also know what hate feels like. Yeah.
Beautiful, Jules. And so, anyone who's just joining us today, I'm here with my friend Jules Lamb, and today is her book launch of Love, Lasting Opening of Vital Energy. And Jules, I'm going to start wrapping up, but I just want to know if there is one shift that you would hope that someone takes away after reading this, what would it be?
Mm, you ask so many great questions. I love to be interviewed by you. Shift. Oh, one shift.
Well, why don't we do this?
One
I'm
shift.
gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Okay. Go
stop
ahead.
you because what I would love for you to do, why don't you pick out if someone was gonna pick up the book and there was one line or one could give me a paragraph or whatever. Read it to us and then I would love to hear. Maybe you can combine that with the shift.
Okay. Well, here's the one I opened.
Okay.
So, but I'm gonna read the whole thing.
Will you
It kind
show
of
us
short.
the book too?
Oh yes. This is my proof copy, so you can see my brown thing here.
Beautiful.
And also Mary, who is here, she actually wrote this foreword for
I'm so
me. Oh, here we go.
honored to do it for
Yes.
you, my dear.
Thank you. And here we go. So this is it. I have a dream that love is real. It's always closer than we may feel. What stands between the love that's real are wounds, are hurts, a closed heart that is afraid to feel. Fear is real. So is love. Fear is normal. Love is a choice. Can I love my fears? You may ask. Place your hands on your heart. What do you feel? Is your heart ready to open to heal through love that's strong enough to love your fears with its compassionate presence and transcend your wounds and hurts to liberate your soul? What's your heart telling you? It's okay if you don't hear the answer. It's a process. It's one conversation at a time, one moment of presence, another moment of connection that leads you on the path of love, the path of least resistance. Enjoy your path that opens you to love and life that you greatly desire and want to experience it. Love is your guide. Your heart is your portal to love that sets your wrist for life and all that life has to offer. I have a dream that love is real. It's up to you. It's up to me to make it real. So I have the answer for you. One shift that I want for people to experience is it's a process. It's one conversation at a time, one moment of presence, another moment of connection to your heart, to your body, to yourself, so that you feel your pathway home to love that you already are. And I truly believe that when we all have a pathway home, and yes, we're allowed to move away from home, that's the whole process, get out and back. That's what heaven on earth is.
Wow, that is absolutely beautiful. I I can't wait to get my copy. And I just want to thank you, Jules, for your work, for
Thank
your heart. Um, you know, your words are a mirror for people. Um, your journey really, it's it's love and true, tender, unconditional. And I hope that all who read help this will help them find their way home to that sense.
Yes.
So, Jules, before we leave, please tell people where they can get the book, how they can contact you. Give
Yeah.
us all your details.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to share this message with your audience. You ask such beautiful, profound questions. No wonder you are my fairy sister and the transmuter of love. Thank you. And yes, they can get a book on Amazon. So there is ebook available, which can be purchased around the world. And there is also a paperback available as well. And so today, if you purchase the book today, which is important for today so that it becomes a bestseller, appreciate that. And that's going to be offered to many more people. And that's the message that I would like for people to have access to. Not to that, not good enough, right? So I actually offer a 60-minute one-on-one free session. So you just have to send me your purchase receipt that is dated 6/6, which is today,
Oh,
and we'll schedule a session. And the session is called A Line for Love. So if something that you're going through, I am happy to be that guide for you for 60 minutes to help you make that one shift, one connection, one moment of presence so that you can have that little bit of that pathway going back home to love.
oh, Jules, I love that. And it's so generous of you to offer that to people. And I know anyone who is gifted with working with you will be changed forever.
Thank you.
So I'm going to put the purchase link in the notes.
Thank you.
And um, just thank you for sharing your heart today, Jules.
Thank you for sharing your heart. So happy that you are in my life. And that's what really has helped me a lot. And that's like what the nervous system is all about. It's having that safety.
Hmm. Yeah.
And safety is possible with people who are like you, who are open, who have their heart that is full of love and connection. And again, more we radiate that loving heart, more we help each other regulate and connect, which brings more safety into our world so that we can actually enjoy this beautiful life and world that the divine created for us to thrive and love.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. And thank you to everyone for joining us today. And as I said, the link for Jules' book will be below. Have a beautiful day with so much love and gratitude. Mwah.